What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me with my first attempt at making a loaf of bread. So I tried to pick the easiest recipe I could find. This one only has 4 simple ingredients. It's just bread flour, instant dry yeast, salt, and water. So we're gonna get to making that right now. We need to start at 3 1/4 cup of bread flour. Don't mind my little helper down there. I am using this organic, unbleached King Arthur's bread flour. I guess really any bread flour will do. All right, so it's 3 cups. I got my measuring cup here. Two. And 1/4 of a cup. All right. So we've got our flour in the mixing bowl. Sorry, I got my little buddy down here helping. And now the next part of the recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of yeast. Hey, buddy. Hold on. All right. So I put my yeast into this little jar from my bag so that I could store it better. But basically, I'm gonna put 1, 2 things of the yeast. Really? And then I'm using, it calls for a coarse salt, like a sea salt. I only had Himalayan salt, so that's what I used. I grinded this up. Here, play with that. I grinded this up into a little dish so that I could take the teaspoons easier. It also calls for 2 teaspoons of the salt. Thanks, Xander's trying to help, so we're gonna get that. Two teaspoons of the salt. And I'm just gonna use a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon to mix this together nice and gently before adding the water. And when I add the water, I'm gonna put the baby down so we can get a good mix. Now this dough that we're making, we're gonna let it sit and rise for up to 48 hours. This recipe that I found online says that you could do it as little as 3 hours, but it would taste a lot better the longer you let it sit, and you can let it sit for up to 3 days. Yeah, we're gonna make our own bread, Xander. Huh? What do you think about that? All right, so I'm gonna add the 1.5 cup of cool water in a moment, and then I'm gonna blend this together. Xander, what do you think? Bubba, here you go. It's a nice spoon for you. All right. Now I got my 1.5 cups already measured. It's nice cool water. Just gonna gently pour that in and begin mixing. So from what I'm understanding is I don't know, you don't want it to be touching anything with metal. So, a nice glass mixing bowl if you have one, wooden spoon, or I guess a plastic spatula if you have one. So then we're just mixing this up real good. Show you what my little helper's doing over here. So we're just gonna mix this up real good. Take off my rings so I can even get my hands a little dirty in there and just start mixing it with my hands. Oh, it is getting real doughy. So this is pretty cool. We're gonna be practicing with all kinds of stuff. So my next loaf is to a sourdough loaf. I'm actually gonna show you guys in the next video how I am gonna make that sourdough starter. So join me if that interests you. All right, so this is getting really kind of like spongy. You can kind of see it's really sticky. I hope I did this right. Never made bread before, guys, so bear with me. Ooh, it's really sticky. I'm gonna try to scoop out. Actually, I wish I had my bread bag open because I need a little bit more dough just to kind of get a little better that spongy consistency out of my hands. All right. Getting a real good mix, getting all of it off. There we go. That's right, see? All right. Added a little bit of flour to my hands because my hands are getting incredibly sticky. Okay, anyway, I think I got this all pretty blended together. My dough coming looking pretty stuck, pretty sticky. I don't know what it's supposed to look like, but I think it looks like dough. We're gonna try to mash that up into a little circle. And I know, honey, you dropped your spatula. There you go. All right. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Okay, so the last thing I did was just cover it with saran wrap, and you could leave this on your counter for 3 or 4 hours and let it rise, or you could put it right in the refrigerator. One of my friends told me it's better to let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, and I actually baked this one tomorrow. So instead of baking this on Wednesday, I'm gonna come back and bake this tomorrow. So let me know if you guys followed along, if you wanna try this too. Tag me if you did. Bye.